I'm Jupiter, and this is my backpack. Over the past 6 months, I've walked 4,600 miles from Quebec, Canada down to the Everglades, and I've been asked so many times, what is in my backpack? This is it. This is everything. I use the 2 half-liter vitamin water bottles. My backpack is something I would recommend. It is made by Pinhoti packs, and it is totally awesome. What I like a lot about it is these little shoulder strap pockets. Another special feature about this pack is the bottom. There's actually a giant pocket underneath there that as I'm hiking I can just reach into and pull out food. So I would keep an entire day's worth of food just at hand. Pinhoti packs, very freaking cool, and really made for the ultralight backpacker. Always had spoon at hand, a titanium Sea to Summit spoon, some tent stakes. I guess this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. And these were specifically good in Florida. So I don't know if you can tell, but they are Y-shaped. Just getting bored after 4,000 plus miles of walking, I actually bought a yo-yo. The yo-yo was awesome to keep me entertained, and I got really good at it in the process. Didn't carry a guidebook, and instead used Sandra Friend's Florida Trail app on my cell phone. In all these miles walking from northern Canada all the way down to Florida, all of my coldest temperatures were in Florida. It's a Montbell jacket, and it is synthetic. I do not use down. I don't use down anything. This is the Montbell Thermowrap. So anyway, these are some tights. Montbell Zeoline tights. My buddy Coy, before I started the Florida Trail, he knew that the weather was going to be nuts. So he actually gave me this neck gaiter gloves. Don't know who made them. They're just some synthetic things. And they were nice to have. Beanie, just a very light beanie. It's synthetic. A rain jacket, which I didn't actually use as a rain jacket. I used it as just a hard shell to trap more heat in. I use a poncho for the rain. So when it was really cold, raining, this rain jacket and the poncho was actually really good to have, because the poncho kind of stops at the arm, so I would just huddle up underneath the poncho and hold on to my straps or something. But with the rain jacket, I could have my arms out and do stupid things. This is the OR Helium 2. So rain jacket, puffy jacket, tights, neck gaiter, gloves, and beanie. That was my cold weather system in 4,600 miles. I didn't cook any of my food that I ate at camp, and instead an empty peanut butter jar, specifically the Peter Pan one because it seals really well. I would add my dehydrated beans in this jar, add water a little bit over where the beans were, and let them soak for about 30 minutes to an hour. This is essentially my stove. This is essentially my entire cook kit. A spoon and an empty peanut butter jar. So this is all my miscellaneous stuff. This is just like extras. Things I did not use once during the entire hike. I didn't eat any Advil. Not in 4,600 miles. No Advil. I don't know why people just like swallow that stuff so nilly-willy. You know, Advil just masks the problem when instead you should be paying attention to, why do I hurt? How can I fix this? Is it the way I'm walking? Am I not stretching enough at night? Other stuff I don't have, any medical supplies. Nothing. I didn't carry nail clippers. I just, whenever I'd get into a town and had like a spare few minutes, I'd buy some and clip my nails quick. This is my wallet, just a little plastic bag. It has my ID, credit card, health insurance card, some spare cash, and memberships for Florida Trail, Appalachian Trail, International Appalachian Trail, all that stuff. I carried an extra battery pack. It was nice to be able to charge both my phone and the battery pack at the same time. Now this is a 6,000 milliamp hour battery, external battery. I carried this port, which has 2 USBs, and these are a little bit long. I think both are 3 feet long. A little tiny toothbrush, doesn't weigh very much, and a small bottle of Dr. Bronner's soap, which both hand soap and toothpaste. It's peppermint flavored. A mini Bic lighter, a small Swiss Army knife. It probably weighs less than an ounce, and the only time I would ever use it was to open up a resupply box. Now, this is something I lost up in Connecticut. I lost my flashlight. My old one was just like half an ounce. It was the Phoenix LD01. It was awesome. It had 3 different light settings. I replaced my flashlight with a Walmart flashlight. I only use these handheld ones. I love the handheld flashlights. It uses AAA batteries, and I would carry just 1 or 2 extra AAA batteries. Just a little Ziploc bag. This was like, this and my wallet were basically like the only stuff sacks, I guess you could say, I had. You can just have things in your backpack piled in, and it's really not that big of a deal. This is my tarp. It's a Cuban fiber Mountain Laurel Designs poncho tarp. It is both my shelter and my primary rain gear. And yeah, I really love this thing. As a tarp, it is only 5 by 9, 5 feet by 9 feet, which is exceptionally small. It is so small, you have to be like 100% on your game if it's going to rain. Otherwise, you're going to get soaked. You're going to get soaked. That's just how it goes. So when it did rain, and I did get rained on quite a few times, not many in the long run over the course of 6 months, but this worked out perfect for me. On the Appalachian Trail, I only slept in 2 shelters the entire way. Most people will sleep in shelters every single night, especially if it's raining. Me, I just totally wasn't about that. Poncho, not very good in overgrown trail because it's just like, it's out, it's wispy, it's like a big dress, essentially. So for more overgrown trails, I would definitely use the rain jacket. I very much so enjoyed this thing, and if I was setting a speed record again, or just trying to go super, super light, I would probably use this again. Tarps are great, you should get into them. Anyway, this is my food bag. I still have some trash in there, essentially. I think it's a 20 by 12 OP sack, or in other words, odor-proof sack. It's essentially like a very heavy-duty Ziploc bag. I very much so like these. I didn't hang my food once. You know, most people hang their food away from bears or whatever. Instead, I used this odor-proof sack, which I'm not so sure it's very much, like, I don't really think it's hiding the odor from a bear. Let's be real. But I was also choosing to sleep in unestablished campsites where animals don't already associate that area with, hey, there's hikers here with good food. So a combination of a lot of things. Not cooking also doesn't spread smell around, like the act of burning and fire and boiling and whatever. That spreads the smell of your food into the air. So oftentimes I'd eat before I even got to my campsite, and getting to campsite I'd pretty much just go to sleep. So odor-proof sack. On the floor trail, I only put 3 to 4 days worth of food in there, and it would fill up to maybe about this. I very much like these, and I use them the entire way. Eventually, the seams up top do start breaking. So underneath this tarp, you might ask, tarp, it's so exposed. What do you do about the bugs? I used a very lightweight, water-resistant bivy sack with bug netting over the face. This is a sil nylon version of the super light bivy by Mountain Laurel Designs. I loved the thing. I feel it added an extra 5 degrees to my sleep system. Now my sleeping bag wasn't a sleeping bag at all. It's a quilt. This one is the Mountain Laurel Designs FKT quilt. It's pretty brand new to the market, and they did something interesting where I think the top half is rated to like 45 degrees, whereas the bottom half is rated to 35 degrees. The idea is that you're wearing your rain jacket, you're wearing your puffy jacket, all that stuff, so you don't need as much insulation in the top half as you do in the bottom half for your legs and your feet, which may not have as much extra material. That kept me mostly comfortable into the 30s. below the 30s, and I was definitely uncomfortable. That's mostly everything, guys. I kept everything dry in my pack. This is just a plastic bag. I bought this one specifically from Mountain World Designs. Just a trash compactor bag. This kept everything dry. I didn't need stuff sacks for all of my clothes. I didn't need stuff sacks for all of this shit or that shit. Just this one big bag and this one little extra Ziploc. I almost never used this. Unless temperatures were getting into the 20s, I just didn't. This is my sleeping pad. You can see it is very thin. It is just 1/8 inches thick, and it's only torso length. So it would just go from my shoulders down to my ass. So I just preferred to just sleep on the ground. You know, it's great. As long as you pick like a nice campsite with nice natural bedding, you know, with like a nice canopy of trees, and I don't know, as long as it's not too cold. Yeah. Very lightweight, never used. That's everything, guys. That's everything. My base weight is 6 pounds, so all of this stuff wrapped up together weighs 6 pounds on the button. And yeah, I liked everything. Again, I would not recommend you use a tarp so small unless you really know what you're doing, because you could seriously get yourself in some trouble doing that. And for 20 and 30 degree weather, I wouldn't use the same stuff that I'm using, like the same clothing, just because I'm willing to go to that level of being slightly uncomfortable. Doesn't mean that it would work for you. This is purely just showing you what I've roughly been using to walk from Quebec, Canada, starting July 1st, all the way down to Everglades in South Florida, January 8th. So that's everything. 6 pounds of gear, a bunch of random shit, and I could definitely go lighter than 6 pounds, but I just didn't feel like geeking out about it that much right now. Maybe for next year's hiking, I will. Anyway, I've been asked these questions a lot. What's in your pack, man? So here it is. This is everything in my pack. Now you know.